You guys finished just toasting that one guy. And you can tell that these guys, you've seen people that fight to the death. And there's a bunch of different reasons why people fight to the death.
These guys are fervent believers.
Yes,
They're
these are the fanatics. They will not allow you on their sacred ground.
Too bad.
So,
He should have stayed down.
Sucks for
So-
them.
yeah.
We're not trying to be invasive or nothing. I mean, we just want to go, talk to a god,
It's not
Okay,
a god.
maybe
show them that the god in fact bleeds.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if they pay attention, we could show them how to kill a god.
So what are you guys doing now?
Well,
Continuing?
Um,
Are you gonna take
Send me on my way.
What?
Send me on my way.
So,
I have 72 HP right now,
Okay.
out of a max of 85. I'm
Okay.
you'll
good.
be
Alright.
I'll be fine.
I mean, if we do a short rest, then I'll be able to set more things on fire. But
yeah, I
I
would
don't.
say a short
I don't
rest just
actually
to
need a
recover
short
and
rest to
cover.
do that again, which is kind of ridiculous.
I didn't even use any dailies.
I
So,
didn't use any
I
dailies,
used
but we
one,
used
but I'm
encounters.
so
And if you want me to
what are you
roll
guys doing
heal-
at the end of the encounter?
Short rest.
Short
Dust
rest.
settles.
Yeah.
You guys pause. What are you doing during your short rest? Just like,
I don't need a
Alright.
short rest.
well, we're gonna cook on you.
I don't need a short rest. I'm gonna go ahead and loot the bodies.
Okay.
Kiwi, Kiwi is
uh,
curling up in a corner to rest.
Is there anything worthwhile that they're carrying?
Their weapons,
Meditating.
while not magical, are of very good make. And the big guy, the Eviscerator, has a symbol that's on his neck that's dangling down. It was mostly blocked by his armor, but now that you can see it now, it's a holy symbol. It's in the symbol of Niosis, it's a little teardrop. And
Holy
that-
symbols is all well and good. Is it made out of something valuable?
it is a
Or is
plus
it
2
magic?
symbol of victory.
Oh, that could be handy. What
Does
does
it have
victory
any-
do?
Things, attached
Things?
effects.
Yes.
What
Powers,
is
et cetera?
victory?
I won't say that I can remember the effect perfectly, but
PHP or Adventurers Vault?
I do not know. I don't know where it's from.
I'll check it.
But
we don't know that it hasn't been eroded.
it hasn't. Symbol victory says it's effectively as a daily. I think if someone crits, if one of your allies within 5 squares crits, you can grant that ally an action point.
Oh.
City encounter.
No, it's just they get an action point. I think that's what the symbol victory does. However, I may be totally off, so we'll look it up. But it's something along those lines of you don't need to be proficient in holy symbols to get a good use out of it.
Is it called symbol or amulet?
Symbol of victory. It's a level 9 item. Alright, so they have, if you guys want to just do it for monetary stuff, they have about 600 gold worth of equipment on them.
Whee!
That we could carry without worrying about encumbrance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of their stuff
Secretary,
is...
make a note.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys kind of take a rest. I assume explore around the area a little bit.
Yep.
So you can see there are 2 large doors back here, and there is this crack here. It looks just like a crazy crack on the map, but it's actually a cut in the earth, and there is a very steep stairway that looks like the Eviscerator guy could maybe fit down it, but he'd be shouldering the walls a little bit as he made his way down. That goes down, and has no lights.
Would Toy Bear fit?
Yes.
Okay.
The Eviscerator is much bigger than you guys were, so that's why I made the note of it. Chunk will fit mostly.
It won't be comfy, but I'll be able to
Back
fight.
here, there is a bunch of stonework. Basically, all along the rim of this is a little sanctuary where you see there is a spot for offerings, and all along the walls there are pictures not pictures, but carvings of amphibites and Kalikma giving offerings to crocodiles.
Imagine that.
And here there is a large crocodile head that's resting on top of a chair. So you got the crocodile's body is set into the wall, and his head is off to one side, and it's on the top of a almost throne-looking chair.
What level did you say that I know it was? 6 or 7?
9.
9.
Down the staircase we go.
Did stonework and ornamental crocodile's head on a chair?
Mm-hmm.
That it?
Yep.
Nothing. Meh.
Anything valuable?
Anything magical?
Does not appear to be.
Mr. Magical Detect Eyes guy?
Does he do like an arcana check?
Yeah, I believe so.
He actually has an ability that allows him to sense magic in an aura around him. So, Arcana check, and then it senses his.
21.
Okay. Does not, kind of floating around, searching for a little while. Then Iris can tell that there is not any strong residual magic in the area.
Let's head down.
No other entrances or exits?
Doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Where
Expect
does
you-
where does the toy appear to want to go? Because she actually told
Let's
me
ask the
about
bear.
her out. Where-
Bear gives the impression of
Going down.
not really knowing this area very well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ah!
Welcome to the party, sir. The bear gives the impression of wanting to go down, but of being a little confused because this is not an area that she would have been in before. So she knows vaguely what direction to go. However, the area downstairs, this area is not at all the size that she would be able to fit in.
She's never been small enough to navigate this particular way in.
Correct.
Okay.
So,
Going
heading down the
way
crevice,
down.
the crevice goes down, and you see there's like mud and stuff hanging from the walls. But you can see that there's lots of, as you guys go further and further down, more stonework being done. Looks like a lot of the stone here is just now starting to be worked, and they're going to be much like it is upstairs, where there's lots of depictions of crocodile offerings. There's scaffolding and stuff set up for workers to be up there to work on it, but there's no one here that's working right now. As you guys make your way down about 30 more feet, the crack opens up a little bit, and you see you're at the top of a massive cavern. You basically let's look like this. Here is the edge of the cavern. Here's you guys.
Oh wow.
Up ahead, over top, you can see long hanging stalactites, and you can see water flowing fairly freely in different areas down from the ceiling. Then down here, you can see water, and in the center, down at the very bottom, what's obviously a stoneworked temple. The temple there's a little river that's running through the center of this cavern, and the temple straddles the river on either side.
How big is
So,
this thing?
The temple is probably about 80 to 100 feet wide, so it's not a huge building, but it's definitely a decent sized building. And it is up on stone, like a stone bridge basically. So you've got two stone bridges to go across, and then the temple is sitting directly on top. So it's out over the water, but it's not actually in the water. And it's suspended by a small amount. You guys are at the top of this cavern, so you can't really see if there's anything underneath the temple, but it's over top of the water.
Is there
And there's water flowing down from the top that looks like it's landing directly on top of the temple and going in through an opening in the top of the temple. You can see from this far up, on top of the roof on one side of the temple, the roof is very flat, there is a large glowing symbol of Garandar, and on top of the other side of the temple there's a large glowing symbol of Naosis, which is god of water and god of growth. In addition,
we have Garendar's vote already, so let's
in
try not
addition
to
to
piss
all
him
this,
off.
in addition to all the stuff that you see around here, you again get that incredible sense of life, where there are little bats, there's little lizards, there's snakes, there's things everywhere in this cavern.
Glowy beetles and shit.
Yes, basically there's stuff everywhere. Now, from where you are, there's a very tight staircase that goes along the edge of this cavern, and then goes down into hallways. So in order to get to the main cavern, either you're going to have some way to fly down there, or you can maybe attach a rope and then get all the way down
How
the
far of a drop?
sheer face. It's about 150 feet.
Okay, so not jumping down. How rough is the stone?
The rough,
For a
the
climb.
stone looks like it has been worked, so
smooth.
it's smooth. It's very smooth.
Okay.
What?
He could fly.
Well, I can fly,
But not.
but you can't fly that far. No, but I can just wait to activate it.
Oh,
But the problem is that doesn't work for anybody else.
so let's do the whole picture. So you got river, temple in the middle of the river, giant fucking cavern, water coming down from the center on the river. There's
Giant fucking cavern.
Yeah.
there's life and stuff
It's a technical
everywhere,
term.
and you can see down below, near where the temple is, there is a small town made of stone that's on the other side of the river. And on this side of the river, there's mostly just caves. So you can't, or it doesn't look like there's just stones. So if there is a way through it, it's probably going to be through caves or something like that. But there's no, on the other side of the river, there's a flat work area where they've made a town out of this. The near side of the river is just still mostly cavern space.
Well,
Rope it is?
ropes. I'm thinking rope. Anything up here to tie rope to?
Didn't you just say there was a stairwell?
There's a stairway, but it's a very tight
Sure,
stairway.
but it's a stairway that goes into caverns so that we have to navigate a major caverns inside and eventually come down there somewhere.
And you can see even from this distance that there are lots of people moving around down below. Like in the village on the other side of the temple, which is about a quarter mile away from here.
No, we don't need to disturb it. Just not really going. Temple.
Don't need to
straddles the
disturb
river.
them. Just kill their god.
Distract.
The bridge arch is. Would they be
Maybe
large
we
enough
should-
to allow Crocodile God to come through underneath?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is definitely where they come to worship. So let's go down and ask if he's in.
I like this plan. I think
Oops.
maybe what we should do is make sure that
Is
Amulet
this where the
takes.
waters of life are? She looks over towards the bear.
Short answer is yes.
Yes.
The bear has a very firm grip on that temple,
Okay.
as having that temple being an important place.
Okay.
Well, that's where we're headed. So, I don't want to waste time on caverns. I say go straight down.
I've got an easy way down, so I'm fine with that.
There was
Like if
also-
we had to athletics check my way down, that's a bad plan.
Right. But you can jump down.
Okay.
There's
Ropes it is.
also the fact that we really don't want to go down the stairs because they probably booby trap them. So,
Well, I mean, we could have Bear go first, and then we just patch it up.
So,
Bear's running out of healing surges.
so what's the plan?
I could not find the
Rope.
the victory
Down.
symbol of victory.
Okay.
Rope down. Find something up here.
So
to
what are you
tie it to.
attaching? Yeah. The main thing is that
There is nothing. To
there
tie
really
it.
isn't anything that's large to be able to attach it to that would work for Chunkus mainly.
Do we have rope that would get us down 150 feet so that the person being lowered isn't the person that has to make the check?
As in the person is just
You
hanging
can
on
wear
and
my
everybody
hat.
else.
Yes.
Well, I can always make a tensor floating disc.
There's that. Can float down
Mhm.
if you just.
Yeah, I can
Summon
command it to move at my speed.
Yep. You can float down.
No, anyone that doesn't want to rope down can float down. I don't want to get on the disc. I don't think it can. Even if it can, I still don't want to get on the disc. It's kind of.
But you're the one that's the problem.
I want rope down. I see.
what are you
You
supposed
will
to
rope
attach?
down by attaching the rope to what? It's still our problem.
Do the veil trick on in the garden and create a spike of earth of rock. What kind of power would I have to spend on this side to be able to make that happen?
Power that is beyond your current ability.
Yep.
I could create spikes out of the ground all day in combat. I just want one that sticks.
The earth kind of naturally reasserts itself if you don't will it to stay different. So at the end of a combat, it doesn't the ground isn't like destroyed when you're done with it. It kind
Really?
of forms back into
I kind of wanted that swath of spikes and shit.
It seems like it would. I mean, like Earth doesn't move quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't reassert itself quickly
How much does
by
it
any
weigh?
stretch of the imagination.
Oh, you magic circle tinker or tensor flip disk.
How much do you
Take it.
weigh?
900 pounds.
I
No.
might make it.
821.
I might make it. I'll make my arcana check. I don't know.
So, however you guys want to go about it.
If Chunk lowers, so like if
If the majority of the people go down via the disc, and Chunk wants to use the hat, that is totally doable.
yeah, then it's
Or
we
if
could,
Chunk wants to lower people via rope, and
we
then
have-
hat down. That is totally doable. as
if we
well.
have a combination of disc, rope, hat, that would be
Real life.
in
It'd get us
in
down
game
faster.
terms. In game terms, it's all the same regardless for us. But in character terms, that would get us all to that one place in the least amount of time possible.
Okay, it's just a question of whether you want to use that. Because there is a way to do this without expending the hat. If you just don't want to worry about that, then use the hat, then it's fine.
I feel like it's a totally viable way to do it, and then we can talk to Moriko for a little while.
I will rope everyone that wants to be roped down. I will rope them down and handle the weight of anybody here. After that, we'll
Ben goes, whee!
right. So how does this work? I've never used the hat.
Okay, so put it on your head. Right, now, so you feel how, like, just sort of look at it in your brain, and you feel how it's almost like there's a little string you can tug on, just with your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, so while you're falling, when you're, 20 feet from the ground, pull on the string with your brain.
I think the disc would be easier if I was.
The disc is something much better now.
Now, can you
Right, and I'll
concentrate?
use me hat.
Why don't you save the hat just in case we need it for something else?
But we haven't talked to Moriko in like 2 or 3 days.
Moriko doesn't know the difference.
And she
We
doesn't
do.
like being reminded she's in a hat. Alright. Chunk, would you toss me down?
By the way, for the podcast, I will attempt to remember to put in the notes that the ability they're actually talking about is a helm called the Crown Ring of Chazar, I think is the name of it. And I've edited it a little bit to where the way that it has its power is it is currently holding a spirit that they got very familiar with when they were visiting the Vale, which is this world's version of the afterlife. So they have a spirit in Jack's helmet that comes out when they use the daily power to allow Jack to fly.
Just so you know, Jason, we have been back and forth to the afterlife alive 4 times.
So while this campaign setting does not have what is called a revolving door afterlife, we kind of broke that.
We have figured out a revolving door. However, we don't have to die to get there.
Right.
So,
That's always good.
Also, we don't know where
so
the
how are you
marker
guys
is.
getting down? Are you guys using the hat to get down? Is the question.
If Chunk's not going to use it, then no, because he can lower me, so then I don't have to expend
I will chance the disc over jumping
Let's-
down.
And hoping that goes
hoping,
flat.
On this flimsy thing. I don't.
At
Neither
least-
option is attractive, but the disc at least I can stand on all the way down.
Okay,
it.
so
It'd be like
Arcana
standing
check
on a
for
boat.
this.
You remember when we was on a boat?
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
They can hold, 500 pounds.
Now you can re-roll that check once. Because he has a power that allows
He
him to
has-
re-roll
he
that
has
card
a
check.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
13.
It can hold 1,000 pounds.
Okay.
Woo! Good.
Right. So. Okay. Well,
Then I'll make it out.
I'll rope everybody. I'll rope everybody down, and then I'll.
Yeah, so everyone but Vin and Iris go down.
Hmm.
Because Vin and Iris need to stay with the disc.
Yeah.
Iris can sit on
Check.
his shoulder.
And you guys rope down, and
Elevator down.
you guys take the elevator down. About halfway down, you wonder if the weight of your hammer counts as a featherweight or as something super heavy. And they decide that it's slightly worrisome, so the disc is still working. So it's probably not that big of a deal. So this makes its way down to the bottom. You guys are now at the bottom of the 150-foot cliff.
How much
Now-
does that hammer weigh?
I can't tell. It seems
He
like to
doesn't
me.
know. But when
you
he
have-
Right,
puts-
but everybody else can.
Everybody else
cannot
struggles with it a
lift.
lot.
Yeah.
I mean, were to set it on a scale, I guess I would know the weight of it. But I have not
But
found a
scales-
scale that
I
I
was
want to
gonna
use.
say, scales are here. Put it on this side.
I would have to use, like, scale for, like, a cattle.
Okay, we're done.
It's more than
it's-
10 grams.
Yeah, it's more than 10 grams.
You guys are at the bottom of the cliff. That staircase goes up and off into the distance. Where you are now is like rough hewn rock pieces, and there's a lot of broken and chipped rock from where they probably built this staircase. And it's just very difficult climbing around on it. It's not something that's going to be causing like healing surges or damage to anyone, but it's just sort of
Slows
awkward.
down.
Yes.
Well, she's gonna stay on her disc to keep her pretty little feet safe.
Okay.
Just run with that.
Made the disc. Might as well get a use out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, chuck with
All
something.
right. So where are you guys headed? You guys headed to the river?
Straight to the temple. The straightest path available.
Let's
through
go
the
see if the god's in, shall we?
It's not.
It's not a god.
Not for much longer.
It thinks it is.
It's not fair.
All right.
It thinks it is. That's the important bit.
That status was soon enemy.
So this map needs to be altered very small, not very slightly. It needs to be altered quite a bit in order to make a lot of sense. But what I will say is, this is outside of the temple. Basically, imagine the whole river taking up a lot more space, basically being here,
Okay.
and the stone arches are going to be here and here. Here's the temple space in the middle, and you guys will be entering from that way. Down here, you can see there are a lot of little buildings. Over here, there's a
A
town.
full town.
Do you want to place the acrylic on top of that so that we can draw the arches in and also keep the map flat?
Sure.
That might be a good idea.
Similar to why I
Because-
had the map. Had this acrylic thing.
I was gonna say, like, that's why that thing's here anyway.
Alright, so
So I think the next thing we should do is divide the party.
on
Let's
the way
split
up,
again. Where is Jack?
All I gotta say is
I will say you guys
Jack
enter the
and
map from
Iris
that way,
do
that,
not get to go off
from
together.
that corner.
Is this Jack?
Why not? Yeah.
Jack?
And I'm not going
There'd
to
be
put
a
you guys
very
on the map
firm
quite
path
yet,
on your head.
because you can see that there is a lot of activity down by the shore.
On this side?
Yes. On this, there's a lot of activity on this side. There's a little bit of activity on this side. You can see there is a building right here. So you guys are actually over there. There's a building right here that has obvious markings of being like a guardhouse, basically. It's built very, very sturdy. It's basically a little brick of stone with arrow slits and stuff like that on the sides. And there is a door that is open, that is on the far side here. So the door to get into that is on this side. You can see patrolling down there are a group of Taliqma. They're all down by the water's edge. And you can see that these ones, where like the other ones
Why
look
can't
like
he ever start
guards
right next
or
to each
whatever,
other?
these guys
Why
have
are we
little
gonna be all
short
over your
spears.
dumb face?
And they are kind of walking around and they're kind of just poking at things and prodding. They've got baskets around here that are full of fish and frogs and other sorts of things. So they're basically just,
Scout types.
yeah, they're killing off stuff that's around the bases of these bridges and
Putting it in the back.
putting it in the baskets.
Dinner.
Great, slightly cannibalistic Taliqma and Amphilet.
We can take out the ganders and slowly starve them to death.
In here? You see the amount of food there is?
Over at the base,
I don't want to have to eat this shit for that long. God, it'd be terrible.
The amount of killing we have to do to starve them? Jeez. You never get fish guts out of it.
Don't die.
Out of my hide.
the base of each of the
Chunk
bridges
don't get along
across the
with
river,
meat so much.
there are
There's no-
two
No, it's plenty of moss.
crocodile Taliqma guards
That's quite tasty.
that are standing, got their, similar to the others, have the ice armor, and instead this time have halberds.
That must
So
be
that-
the most boring job ever. Think about it.
Guarding a camera.
How many people
Down
come
here.
down here and attack this place?
You'd think they'd be a bit off their game, probably.
Yeah, but they're fanatical. They pass the time thinking
Oh, I know.
about
Should we try to talk our way by him?
No.
That was quick.
He just looks around and you see her flicker holy symbol. There's some forms of fanaticism that need to die.